also pass out from IIT BHU. So he basically knows all the ground rules for preaching. So today Prabhuji has fortunately come here to share us about His Grace Pancagauda Prabhu. I would like to request Prabhuji to share the lecture first, and at 6 p.m. he can share introduction of Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the amazing pastimes of Lord Krishna. Actually, all the Vedas and Puranas, they describe the activities of the Pandavas and the relationship with Krishna, and the purpose of that, the loving exchanges being described in the Vedic literature is an impetus for us to again awaken our understanding that Krishna is our only protector, Krishna is our only shelter, and that when we think that we can live in this world by our own strength, our own education, and ability to manipulate the material energy, just like Ravana described that. He said, why worship God to go to heaven? I'll build you a stairway to heaven. Even a rock and roll band made a good song, Stairway to Heaven, very famous. And everyone is thinking like that, you know, I'm wealthy, I'm powerful, I'm intelligent. Why do I need to take shelter? Let the poor people go to church and temple and pray. And this is the deluding potency of Maya, the illusion. But when we hear from the pure devotees, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Purana, Bhagavad Gita, everyone wants to take the books of God, which have been around for thousands and thousands of years, beautiful philosophy, logic, reason, but they want to manipulate the teachings of Bhagavad Gita to suit their own purposes, as if I'm a president of the country, or I'm a big philosopher, I'm a scholar. I can twist out some very esoteric meaning from these books. And I'm sure I'll sell a lot of books and make good money. But this is not the purpose for Bhagavad, that we're going to speak to make money or to change the philosophy. And that's the beauty of how Srila Prabhupada brought us the authentic literatures of the Vedas. We were hearing yesterday, or 2 days back, how Vyasadeva, despite the fact that he's an incarnation of the Lord, he's produced so many wonderful literatures, Mahabharata, Bhagavad, the different itihasas and Puranas. But Narada Muni instructed him, no, you need a book which is the essence of all the scriptural teachings, the essence of the Vedas, specifically glorifying Krishna, specifically glorifying the Supreme Lord, and also our relationship with Krishna. How to achieve that? Instead of being lost this way and that way, vyavasayatmika buddhi rekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayanam. Devotee is resolute in his purpose because he's realized that I have no shelter here. I'm going to get old, diseased, and die. I could have the best loving parents, the best medical treatment available that money can buy. They could fly me on my personal jet to the special hospital. But still, Mare Krishna Rake Ke, Rake Krishna Mare Ke. If Krishna wants you, not that he wants you dead, but we're all going to die. Not really, but the body, when it's no longer functioning, like if you have an old car, an old vehicle, always breaking down, the engines needs repair and the exhaust doesn't work and tires are falling off. Okay, time for a new car, right? So the body is simply a vehicle, and this body is meant for the purpose of getting out of the entrapment of Maya, entrapment of illusion. And everybody is illusioned by the material energy to think that there's some happiness here, that there's some joy. But a person who's becoming or advancing in Krishna consciousness, he becomes joyful. He becomes very optimistic. Although it seems as though devotees are pessimistic and always negative, birth, old age, disease and death, can't take intoxicants, can't have sex, can't have, you can't have the philosophical speculations. But this medicine of Hari Katha, of Krishna Katha, was spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. I think also in the class Prabhupada was giving, yesterday was speaking about Prahlad Maharaj. And that very morning, I heard Prabhupada say, oh, today's the appearance day of Lord Nrsimhadev. And he was describing Prahlad Maharaj. He said, and he was being tortured so much, even by his father, a 5-year-old boy. Why should a father object if the boy is chanting? A little boy, leave him alone. And Prabhupada was very affected and emotional that the devotees are being persecuted or suffering. He had a great feeling for Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. Of course, the pure devotee loves everyone, but he was seeing how, despite the torture of the demons, even his own father, and how Krishna personally came to give protection and reveal himself. So Krishna was asked, I think by Narada Muni, yes, Narada Muni came and said that Yudhishthira Maharaj is performing the Rajasuya sacrifice, so he really wants your presence. Like sometimes during different seasons we get all these invitations for temple opening or, come and please attend. Because whenever we have a special function, we want everyone to gather together and honor the occasion. So Krishna, he wasn't about to get away without bringing all his wives. So pack up 16,000 queens and all their assistants and all the paraphernalia and the soldiers. Could you imagine thousands and thousands and thousands traveling such a distance? It must have been very grand, all the different places that they visited. Although in our mind or our intellect, common reasoning, we may think that how is that possible? How can you bring tens of thousands of people across thousands of miles? But Krishna has unlimited power, despite the fact that Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill and killed so many demons and performed wonderful activities. And everyone was mesmerized by the beauty of Krishna and Balaram when they went to Mathura. They went mad to see Krishna's beauty and Balaram. And now from Dwaraka, they're coming to Indraprastha, Hastinapur. So everyone was excited. They all came running out to see the Lord. Hardly anyone understood that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They figured he's such a beautiful, wonderful, great personality. They were mesmerized. But Queen Kunti and the Pandavas, even though Queen Kunti was the sister of Krishna's father and Queen Kunti, she prayed to Krishna, especially after the battle of Kurukshetra when Krishna was staying for some time just to please Yudhishthira and please the Pandavas. He stayed for some time. This is before the Kurukshetra war. So you can imagine Krishna, he's not obligated. Krishna's kind and protects everyone. Krishna's protecting everyone. But it's described that like a king, although he protects all the citizens, his own sons and his intimate family or intimate associates, he gives special care. So Krishna's not partial. He loves everyone. Yeyatamang prapadyate tang stataiva bhajamyaham. As we surrender to Krishna, Krishna's reciprocating. Krishna's personal. He's not just some statue or some old, very old personality from some time immemorial. He's God, he must be very old. No, he's Navayovana. He's ever youthful, very, very beautiful, very powerful. So Krishna's attracting by his unlimited, his wonderful pastimes, but not everyone can fully appreciate. This is how Maya sets in, oh, that's just some, Hindu mythology. Krishna is a Hindu god. They have no, how you can say this, it's a Hindu sun, a Hindu moon. Yeah, oh, it's American sun. No, it's not. It doesn't belong to America. It's not like that. And they think that Christianity, they're in America, but where was Christianity? It was in the Middle East, wasn't it? In Jerusalem. And they say also Lord Jesus spent time in India, Jagannath Puri. But just for the sake of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, everyone feels that we have to have some religion, follow some process. So there are many books of religion, but all religion is one, and that God is the Father of everyone. There may be different techniques and different rituals which are according to custom, according to your heritage and your religious practices. So everyone has to have some sort of, ceremonies and prayers. But what is the objective of religion? That we please God by our activities. That religion means the law of God. And the law of God is the same for everyone. In India, we keep to the left sometimes. Sometimes they keep to the right too. That you're not sure what they're going to do. But generally the law is keep to the left. England also, right? But in America, they keep to the right. They always have to do something different, But we can't change the law. We can't just create our own religious practices and maybe, well, I like this part, but I don't like that part. They say like the hen is producing eggs. Oh, I like the egg, but I don't want to keep feeding the dumb hen. Cut the head off. Forget about it. Just get the egg. You cut the head off, there's no more egg. So if we think that we can adjust religious practices to suit our own purposes, that's not going to be satisfying. Krishna, he wants us to come back home, back to the spiritual world, and somehow or other we are the rebellious sons and daughters, but we're all Prakriti. We're all actually, it doesn't matter whether one is in a man's or female body. The spirit soul is Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das, Satchidananda. We're eternal, full of bliss, we have that Krishna Prem dormant within the heart of. You may think, oh, how can this dog or how can this donkey have a love of God? That's just a body. Today you've got one kind of covering. In a few weeks, we're not going to have any kind of covering. It's going to get warmer. And sometimes in the deep cold, you're really, really covered over. So there are different coverings according to our desires. We have different bodies. Krishna is giving us a big variety to choose from. I mean, if you go into an ice cream shop and they have many, many flavors, you become ecstatic. You think, wow, you can have, this and combinations of different kind of tastes are there. Rasa. Everyone who's doing work in this world, they're getting some kind of rasa, whether it's the money or they're really enjoying their profession. Most people in the material world don't like work. It's like a nasty four-letter word, W-O-R-K, work. They want to retire. They want to make money fast. Let's do some internet schemes. And there's all kinds of cheating going on all over the world. In the attempt to become happy by artha, money. Then, if we have money, kama, sense gratification, then we can really enjoy. I can build a beautiful house in Beverly Hills, California. And then the fire, they protected Mayasura, and they gave the fire god a chance to devour the Khandava forest. There's the whole Leela behind that. But you see how fire, devastating, is raging throughout, how like 2-3 weeks now, just burning, and everyone is homeless and totally burnt out with material nature. The fire burnt out their homes, their riches, and they were like living a high life because Hollywood, imagine, you know, this is the, okay, I've made it, I've worked my whole life and I've got a beautiful home, a wonderful family, a big bank balance, and in an instant it all can be taken away. So that's waiting for all of us. Death is at the doorstep of everyone. It's padang yavipadang natesham. At every step there's danger. I remember Bhuvaneshwar Prabhu slipped. He was laid up, and it's miserable. But if the machine's not working and starts falling apart, we should know that whatever time, energy I have, I should utilize for the purpose of awakening my love for Krishna. And what is the best process? Even Haranyakash, because at first he thought, how is it this Prahlad is speaking about Vishnu and devotional teachers, Amarka and yes, those, and they said, no, we're not at fault. No, nobody. He naturally is Krishna conscious. And so when Hiranyakashipu said, well, if your teachers haven't, who taught you this? Where did you get this knowledge from? And actually said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. He took care of the mother of Prahlad Maharaj, and he was very compassionate. Preaching to the mother, but also, even though we not fully understand, it said even you may not know the spiritual vibration of glorifying Krishna. Studying Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, to have to, get up early in the morning, or be singing and dancing in the morning. It must be brainwashing. Yeah.
Prabhu, voice is now it's right. Now it's good.
It's breaking, Prabhuji.
Many dirty ideas of how to become happy in this world. Work really hard. I'm too busy now. I have my family.
One more time. Let us try one last time.
Maybe Shivkumar was.
Family, I have my responsibilities. But even though you may logically, reasonably show that it's like
It is breaking. Voice is breaking. Just 1 minute. Sorry for changing the connection.
life is temporary, but you're eternal.
Sound from there?
But this Daivi Hesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Dharatyaya, this divine energy of Krishna is very difficult to overcome. But if we surrender to Krishna, what does it mean, surrender to Krishna? That means when you surrender to the doctor, that means, okay, I'll stop my nonsense, I'll take the medicine, and I'll very strictly adhere. depending on the severity of our disease, you know, if you're mildly sick, then you might not, medicine. If you're on the verge of death, and nothing is working, and you're great agony and pain, and I want to make a life-changing decision. I need to change my lifestyle. I need to change the way I think and the way I live and how I associate. Because the people we associate with is the biggest impact in our life. Asat Sangha Tyag Avaishnavachar. One who wants to follow devotional practice and understand Krishna and Krishna's beauty and the wonderful activities that Krishna is performing, and have the shelter and protection of Krishna, then we need to associate with the Vaishnavas, with the devotees. And a Vaishnava is, when you see him, he reminds you of Krishna. Tilak, got the neck beads, and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Such a simple and beautiful formula. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. We hear about Krishna, we hear about the glories of devotional service, we hear about the spiritual world, that if I simply keep hearing about Krishna, if I don't understand anything, just see the beauty of the deities. Who will think that how beautiful the deities are dressed every day? Prabhupada said dress them once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5 times. Not only something beautiful, extraordinarily beautiful. And by thinking about how to serve the deities, how to cook a nice preparation, not thinking that, oh, I'm going to cook something nice so that we can all enjoy, but this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness, that by serving Krishna, Krishna's taking care, he's reciprocating. I don't know how many religions have as many festivals as we do. I don't think it's possible. I mean, the amount of sangha and chanting and dancing, whenever they hear kirtan mela, okay, you know, or prasad, there's going to be a feast today, so okay. You go to Krishna Hall in the breakfast time, you see thousands lined up. But just see the miseries of life are hunger, thirst, and it's like we may not feel that, but just by the recent war that was going on in Gaza, there was no supplies coming. There was no food. There was no water. And here you are, imagine being on a battlefield, how thirsty you must be. The sun is beating, and you're there killing people, and they're killing you, and you're really exerting a lot of energy, and you're thirsty. And imagine several days, no food, hungry. We think, oh, Ekadasi fasting, you know, you get a little nervous about these kind of things, a little bit of austerity. So the misery of old age, the whips, they call them material whips, they immediately are dissolved in the association of devotees and shelter of the Krishna Katha, hearing about Krishna. So we need to mold our lives, make a plan, how I can hear more about Krishna. Look at our day, look at our schedule, that first of all, Mangal Artik. It's important. The spiritual world is, wherever there's a temple, it's a spiritual world. But one of the principles, all of you are fortunate because we're sitting in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Krishna's everywhere. He's in every atom. But his abode is a special place. And hearing Krishna's name and pastimes in Vrindavan, there's tremendously more, it's like a booster shot, you know, it's much more potency there. But if we don't take advantage of the opportunity, and we're regularly missing the program, and what to speak of worshiping the pure devotee, because unless Krishna's saying, one who claims to be my, Partha telling Arjuna, one who claims to be my devotee, he's not my devotee. But one who claims to be a devotee of my devotee, then he's my devotee. So we're das, anudas. We want to become a servant. By serving the Vaishnavas, especially in the Dham, there's great benefit. And Krishna, he notices, Srimati Radharani notices, oh, this devotee is serving nicely. And like sometimes people want to put a good word into the, maybe the chief minister or the president or what to speak of God. So God's servants, if they notice that someone is serving nicely, they tell Krishna, this person is doing very nicely. And Krishna, he's very personable. He appreciates very much any service. He said, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakti pranashyati. My devotees will never perish. So the body is temporary, but you can spiritualize the body by engaging it in Krishna's service and by serving the pure devotee. So from Sangsara Dava Nalalita Loka Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam, we're offering our obeisances to our spiritual master. There are many spiritual masters, but Srila Prabhupada is the Acharya that brought us the Vedic literatures. He's delivering Krishna. He's delivering Krishna to us. No one else was doing that. All the people who've read Bhagavad Gita over the thousands of years, no one surrendered to Krishna. And every person was more or less focusing on himself. Prabhupada never said International Society for Prabhupada Consciousness. He was very, very humble and very much focused that we are glorifying Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so, if we can attentively appreciate the beauty of together singing and dancing before the deities and offering the Guru Puja, and although sometimes, class might be boring, we still sit and hear the same things. We're not the material body. We're eternal spirit soul. Krishna's wonderful and great, and we're very tiny servants. And we're meant to use our energy to awaken our love for Krishna. The mind is restless, and the senses are restless, and we're always making plans. Even right now, maybe you're thinking, what am I going to have for breakfast? I have to figure that one out because we fasted yesterday, so maybe we're not thinking about Krishna and Yudhishthira Maharaj and how Draupadi is honoring all the queens, especially the prominent queens. And this is a very personable description of the enthusiasm of the inhabitants of Indraprastha, Hastinapur, how excited they were, running with wide open eyes. It's like kind of graphically giving the indication that they were so eager and enthusiastic to see Krishna that they didn't want what to speak of the gopis. If they blink, they criticize the Creator. How you can make me blink? I didn't see you for just... But that kind of love, we shouldn't try to imitate from sadhana bhakti and jump to raganuga bhakti and start rolling around and hair standing on end and feeling that now I'm on the spontaneous loving platform. As maturity settles in and we perform our devotional service, Krishna, He'll help us. Just like Krishna is like the sunshine. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was like the grandfather of Krishna. And he said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you're just a young sannyasi, very difficult to follow the renounced order without hearing the Vedanta Sutra. So for days on end, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat quietly while Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave him his lessons on Vedanta Sutra. And he questioned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you're sitting, but you're not asking any questions. Are you not understanding? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I understand clearly. The texts are like bright sunshine. But when the clouds come, it covers the sunshine. And your explanations are all cloudy. And that's the problem. People are clouding the brilliance and transparency of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. But when conveyed by the pure devotee, clouds are dissipated, and the bright sunshine, the true knowledge of Krishna consciousness enters the heart. It's said by hearing the Bhagavad Gita from a pure devotee, we're hearing from Prabhupada, it enters the heart. And by entering the heart, it gives us the motivation and the determination necessary to advance further in Krishna consciousness. Because if we take it in a very lackadaisical, easygoing way, then that's the end result. It won't be anything significant. But if we make an endeavor for Krishna consciousness, then Krishna will get rid of all the challenges and obstacles and help clear the path of going back home, back to Krishna Loka.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. I'm very thankful to be given an opportunity, got a great opportunity by His Holiness Bhakti Prema Maharaj's mercy and His grace. Krishna gives them to ask me. So we'll share one presentation, and through that, we'll try to share about His grace Pancagauda Prabhu. So, such a wonderful lecture. By the way, His grace Pancagauda Prabhu. He is the disciple of His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaro in the Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And he joined the movement in 1976. And currently he is the very long-standing temple president of ISKCON, Vrindavan. And in that way, I'll share some aspects. So Prabhuji joined ISKCON 1976 in Buffalo, New York, and subsequently came and served in Miami Temple. And he was initiated by Srila Prabhupada, and he became a dedicated disciple at that time. So today I was hearing about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj's Tirubhav Tithi has been, like yesterday was a Tirubhav Tithi. So Maharaj shared, devotees were sharing about Maharaj that Maharaj took up the service of management, because management services are very tough, and many times the management devotees, they remain in the background, and they do not speak that much. But to deal with a lot variety of devotees, it is very difficult, and especially in a place like Vrindavan, which is highly spontaneous and highly transcendental. Even in case of management, it is like there are devotees of many temples, many temples coming, devotees of many countries coming there. And when that kind of situation is there, especially Mayapur and Vrindavan, the management devotees say that they are actually the spiritual world. They do not come under any divisional council. They come under Krishna and Mahaprabhu's mercy. So His Grace Pancagauda Prabhu has done that great service the last 10 years. I was going through a lot of Vyas Puja offerings that he offered to Srila Prabhupada during Prabhupada's Vyas Puja. And I found out that Prabhuji, every single year, he's mentioning what all activities he's been doing and what all new things they are introducing in Krishna Balaram Temple. And it is after His Grace Pancagauda Prabhu took up to the temple president situation of ISKCON Vrindavan. ISKCON Vrindavan has been going ahead very nicely, and now recently they have opened a center for caring for the Vaishnavas, just besides the Krishna Balaram Temple, where the Gurukul project was there. So this whole project, His Grace Pancagauda Prabhu took lead in that, and he emphasizes on the management principle that he emphasizes making Vrindavan a welcome home for all the devotees, and he says that it's our duty to welcome everyone, to make sure that they feel at home. And he tells that he regularly delivers Bhagavatam classes, and through online preaching also he engages, active in community outreach, and he continues to serve in different capacities, specifically in administrative role. And one instance he shares that during Radha Damodar bus party, His Grace Pancagauda Prabhu prepared Charnamrit for the deities, and Srila Prabhupada appreciated his service and told that, oh, it's just like how it is there in India. Apart from that, Prabhuji, he is a musician actually. How he joined ISKCON is very interesting. So he saw the devotees, he saw that very beautiful, colorful devotees dancing and chanting in the streets. And there he met devotees, and that is how, actually, he was a drummer. So he has that musical skill. So in that way, he got connected to ISKCON. And let us just read some short Vyas Puja offerings that he offered to Srila Prabhupada. So this is 2013, and he says, quote, Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. Your kindness, love, and great compassion that you show to all living entities is so enlivening. Thank you for giving me the wonderful opportunity to be fortunate enough to render service at your home, Shri Vrindavan Dham. I do not feel qualified. I am full of bad qualities. But by your tolerance and mercy, you encourage not only me, but all your devotees. We pray that we can assist you in the mission of giving Lord Chaitanya's teaching, and may your glories continue to broadcast all over the universe. Let all read your books, hear your lectures, and see your wonderful ISKCON grow and dynamically flourish. The chanting of the holy name is so attractive to the thousands of visitors who daily raise their hands, dance, and chant the Mahamantra along with us. I pray that I can make your Vrindavan Krishna Balram temple most beautiful, a place where devotees and visitors feel your presence and are welcome the way you taught us to greet and welcome others. And one another Vyas Puja offering, he says that, Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine lotus feet. Your love and devotion for your spiritual master has caused a tidal wave of Krishna consciousness, which is rapidly spreading all over the world. I am very thankful to you for allowing us to serve in your home, Shri Vrindavan Dham. We just celebrated the 40th anniversary of opening of your Shri Krishna Balram Mandir. Many of your servants came to celebrate your Gurudas, Brahmananda, Dhananjay, Surabhi, Guru Kripa, Gunarnava, Shrutakirti, Harishauri. So many of your sons and daughters who served you and this project had the most amazing reunion. As they told their stories of your glories, we were all transported to your lotus feet, awakening loving emotions that brought great joy and made us cry. As we all honored Krishna Prasad together, chanted, danced, and discussed Krishna Katha, we felt Lord Krishna personally present before us. The common binding ingredient was you, Srila Prabhupada. You are our life and soul, and you have come from the spiritual world to save the fallen conditioned souls, and you are empowering your faithful servants to follow in your footsteps. Please allow us to continue serving you in the holy Vrindavan Dham. Your servant, Pancagauda. Hare Krishna. So I'll just like to conclude by one two instances that I will share. So first of all, to hear about the glories of the devotees is a great opportunity. And in the latest Srila Prabhupada Memorial Festival, we heard very nicely that I think Devi Shakti Mataji or someone was sharing, I'm not exactly remembering, but so they shared that Srila Prabhupada disciples, they are like one way they are like mines of gem. They are like crest crest jewel. They have a lot of good qualities, and they have all those special instances with Srila Prabhupada. And they are a limited number of people are there in this planet currently. Actually, when Srila Prabhupada had gone to the West, and there were around 5,000 disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Raisham Prabhu speaks about it. And there were more than 5,000 followers apart from him. So amongst all of them, very few are there with us today. And these are those people who saw all the ups and downs, who saw all the thins and thicks of ISKCON. And they were there serving Srila Prabhupada. They were there taking responsibilities. They were there cleaning the system. They were there supporting all other devotees and continuing the mission of ISKCON. So in that way, we are so fortunate that we have got, I would say, the best of the ISKCON, which has been cleansed, which has been matured, and which has been survived by all these great Vaishnavas. And I'll just like to share 1 minute about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And because today is his Telugu house, I'll just take 1 minute. So I was hearing about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and I came to know about Maharaj that in the first instance itself, when Srila Prabhupada met His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, at that time he tells that you should preach. You are an Indian, and as an Indian, you have a responsibility. Bharat Bhumi te Manushya Janma hoile yaar, Janma Sarthak kari kare paropkar. And His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj also played a very, very important role in management in India specifically. So he used to say that there are devotees, the other devotees who are more qualified, who can speak, who can preach, they can do that. And I can take the role of management. Although Maharaj, to preach in Russia, to preach in France, in different places, he learned those languages and he preached like that. So we are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he came in our life and he gave us these Srila Prabhupada disciples. And today, on this opportunity, one more thing I'll say: it's a great program that His Holiness Bhakti Prema Maharaj has started. That we come to know about different Srila Prabhupada disciples, and in that way we make our life successful by coming to know about their great life. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Maharaj, if you'd like to speak, sir.
Actually, I'm most unfortunate I cannot listen every day because this is a very precious time for preachers. When I travel, so last week 3-4 days I couldn't attend. So I try my best to attend all these classes. Today, after a long time, able to attend this class completely. Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Krishna Prabhupada. Krishna Prabhupada.